What is up, you guys? We are back out again today. I'm excited. We are in the Albuquerque Bosque once again. If you watched the last video, we're going to be doing a video very similar to that today. If you did watch the last video, then you're aware that we didn't exactly get what we were looking for when we went into the Tingly Ponds. And that is why we're here today. What we're going to do today is we're actually in the Bosque. We're just way farther north than we were in the last video, and it's about 8 o'clock today, and there's a spot about 2 miles down the river, or up the river I should say, that we're going to be going to, that is actually a wildlife state park here in the Albuquerque city limits. It's the Rio Grande Nature Center, and it is opening at 10 o'clock today, so we have about a 2-hour window where we kind of are just going to walk through Rio Grande and see what we see here by the river. But when 10 o'clock rolls around, we're going to go over there to where they have built some wildlife ponds, and they've been there for a long time, and there's a lot of wildlife that goes there that is very good at coming annually, I should say. So I think that is going to be the spot where we're going to have a good chance of seeing something that we were hoping to see in last week's video. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. We're going to start walking down the Bosque right here, right next to the Rio Grande, and we're going to see what we're going to see. Well, I was getting ready to walk away, you guys, and right behind me, check this out. Gosh, that is a big tree. Just like in last week's video, I really didn't show it in last week's video, but there was a ton of beaver falls, like everywhere in the Bosque. And this is right here in the middle of the Bosque. You can see where I'm at. I mean, we're right next to a major roadway, and these beavers are coming out of the river and just demolishing these huge cottonwoods. And if I walk down here, you can see another one that this guy has taken down, and it is not a small tree. It's that guy right over there, and this one too, actually. Holy cow, I didn't even notice he had knocked down this one too. Look at that. I mean, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but how thick this tree is. This thing is absolutely massive. That is insane. Right over here too, you can actually see where he's coming up. Right here is this slide. This guy's coming up right through here. That's where he's dropping back in the river, and it actually is wet, so it looks like he might have been up here last night. That's crazy. All these little bushes all around here are all trimmed and pulled. I don't see anything in the river right now to see where he's taking all this, but I'm guessing it's probably upriver, so I actually want to go look. We're gonna go check that out, you guys. That's actually really interesting. I want to see where he's damming. Well, we're a little bit farther up the river now. Still no sign of that beaver's den. You would think that it'd be easy to spot considering the size of the trees that he is taking down, but there's nothing out here on the river. Like, I am not sure where he's made his little beaver lodge at. I'm guessing it's not upriver, it has to be down from where I just had seen all those fresh falls, but I don't see it up here. But what we did see was that great blue heron back there where my camera is pointed, which is really cool. We're gonna keep walking up the river for a little bit longer. We have about an hour left before we are cleared and should be able to walk into the nature center. So there's some birds up the river a little bit that I can see, and there's a lot of signs of like porcupine and coyote walking along this trail that follows the river. So we're gonna see what we see as we walk for the next hour or so. All right, let's get moving. Alrighty, guys, we're back in the car again. We ran out of time over there on the Rio Grande River, but I looked, man. I looked and I looked and I looked for that guy's beaver lodge, and I could not find it. Like, either he is swimming very far with the trees that he cuts down, or what I think happened is where I was actually positioned on the Rio Grande River, on the other side of the river, there's actually like a little island that splits the river in two. So I'm thinking his lodge is on the other side of the river where I can't see because of all the trees and foliage that have grown in the river because of the water being so low this year. I think that's where he's at. Either that or he's swimming really, really far carrying all those trees. Well, right now we are actually parked in the Rio Grande Nature Center State Park. The visitor center is closed because of COVID-19, obviously, but we're still going to be able to do some walking around the park and see what we can't see. So I'm excited just by, going and paying for my little slip. It's on my dash now. We were able to hear some birds and hear some sandhill cranes that sound like they're in the fields over here. So we're going to see what we're going to see. So let's go, guys. All right, you guys. I actually came right down to the ponds right away, which are right in front of me. And I started recording right away because I saw two green winged teals, which is actually one of the birds that I knew would probably be here. And I wanted to see the Tingly Ponds last video, but we didn't see. And as I'm recording them, guys, I kid you not, two birds fly in, and it's the two birds that come here every single year that I've had difficulty honestly recording in past years, and they flew and landed right out there in the middle of the pond, and you guys are gonna see them right now. It's a hooded merganser, sorry, a pair of hooded mergansers. Really, really cool looking birds. It's not something that you honestly see every single day just out in the wild. They're really, really unique looking and very skittish of people when they're in the wild, but this pair has been coming to the nature center for the past like 4 or 5 years. Every year seasonally they return. So I was hoping that today we would have a stroke of luck and that they would show up, and they literally flew in like 2 minutes ago. So I'm gonna do my best to get as much video of them as I can. Right now they're actually hiding behind some trees, so I can't really see them. I only was able to get some short clips as they started to swim toward where they usually hide. So we'll see if they come out, but just the fact that they're here and that we were able to see them is awesome. So we're gonna keep recording, guys. Oh, that was some fun right there. Getting some shorts of all those birds that are coming into those feeders, because here at the state park they put feeders out year round pretty much for all the birds that they banned here, which I'm sure you guys saw. Some of those sparrows had bands on them. They've been banded here, and then they just stay here year round pretty much. While we were doing that, we saw that awesome Cooper's hawk up in that tree behind us. I was hearing a northern flicker just go crazy, and sure enough I turned around and big old bird of prey right up there in the tree. So we're just going to keep walking around the park now and head to some of the other feeders. Those mergansers unfortunately did not come out again. They are staying hidden. So we're going to leave this pond alone for a little bit, maybe come visit it again one more time before we leave. But we're going to walk to the other bird feeders now and see what else we can see. Hopefully it's just as good as this one. that was super cool, you guys. I was just walking down to the other feeders and somebody stopped me and they saw my camera, I guess, and they said, "Do you want to get a photo of a porcupine?" And I was like, "Of course." So they guided me over to this tree, and as you guys saw, I've photographed and seen porcupines in the bosque and in our area all the time, and they're really commonly up trees, which I know is not very common for other porcupines, you know, throughout the US and across the world, but ours really love to eat the bark and leaves off of trees, so you'll see them in the trees almost all the time. You never really see them on the ground. But usually when I see them, they're pretty like lethargic and they're pretty like sleepy because they usually sleep during the day and they usually do their eating at night. But this guy was actually pretty active, which was really cool to see. It looks like he's gonna take a nap right now though. He's done moving around, but really cool. Well, we're gonna go check on those feeders real quick. We might hit that pond right before we leave, so let's hurry up, guys. Well, we're officially back in the car, you guys. It got very cold out there. I had been out there for probably about 4 hours and my fingers were starting to get bitten by that cold. We checked that pond once again. Those guys still did not come out. It was honestly just amazing to be able to see the mergansers and the teals, because that's kind of what I was looking for. Like I said in that last video, I was looking for something a little bit more exciting, a little bit more than just the common waterfowl that you usually see at any pond, and we were able to see that today. So just the fact that we were able to see those guys honestly made my day, and I think the highlight of my day was definitely that porcupine. Even though like I said, we see those guys all the time here in Albuquerque, at least I see them all the time when I'm out and about. It was really cool to see one that's actually active, like actively eating and climbing and just doing really cool stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're going to be going out pretty much every week from now on. I want to keep putting out content. You guys keep loving the video, so I'm going to keep putting them out for you guys. So if you do love the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. It helps the channel. It helps me share all this passion that I have for the wild and the outdoors with people all across the globe. So if you guys love it, want to see more, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit the follow, subscribe button. So we'll see you guys in the next one.